Hello, hello, everyone. Long time no see. I hope everyone had a wonderful long weekend. Hello, Missy and Lori, Denise, Rachel, Sherry, Laura, Krista. Let's see, Jasmine, Vicky. Hello, my friend. Let's see who all is here. I know Lori is here, Patricia. I saw who else? Gretchen, Barb. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Ooh, Nova Scotia. That's why my family is from Nova Scotia. Let's see here. Hello, hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Okay, so last Wednesday, it's already been a week. Can you believe that? Time flies. We did the new wax stampers and wax melts and wax seals. And we had a lot of people ask, well, how do you put that on an envelope? Or how do you add it to a card? And so that's what we're going to do. I pulled out a bunch of scraps because we've all got scraps, whether it is our pattern paper that I see what I save, you guys. Like this is getting ridiculous. I save even the smallest little pieces. Scraps, I'm pulling out some new little things. But remember when we made this card, I did this one on a live not very long ago. And I did all of the flowers in this die set, but I saved them all because all of them I couldn't fit in my little boot. I saved them all and I stuck them down in the packaging, with the dies. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to use those with some pattern paper tonight. I pulled out the embossing folder and we're going to do a whole card using the wax seals that we made last week. All right. Love that card. It's one of my favorites too, from the release stuff that I did, putting everything together. It's one of my favorites. I love that. I saved most of my scraps. I'm glad I'm not the only like paper hoarder out there. I slip it in our little paper pads. Like I'll just tuck it in somewhere. And then when I'm flipping through, I'm like, oh, I've got a scrap of that. So it's perfect. So I'm glad I'm not the only crazy one that saves all the scraps. Got my order. Yay. Martha, I want a gift card from the last video hop. Yay. I believe I sent you that. Martha, did you get the email? I hope you did. All right. What day is Honeybee Stamp Timber going to release? I cannot say. We're not allowed to say. I know in my head, but we're not allowed to say. Simon Says Stamp keeps that under tight wraps, but I think they want everything to be like a surprise for everybody. Hello, Susie. Different drawers of scraps. Yes, my order should arrive tomorrow. Yes, USPS Scenic Tour of the South. I hear you. I say that a lot to our customers is perfect, Martha. Good. I say that all the time it is on the scenic route of somewhere. And you wouldn't believe, because I do all of the customer care stuff, some of the package routes that I have seen while helping customers, like bizarre things. But, here we go. All right. So down on my desk. So I've got all my scraps laying out here. I've got the die cuts that we did with this card that when we put everything together. So I've saved all the little pieces. I have pulled out, let's see here, the scrap here, but then I also pulled out this page here because this makes, I don't know if you guys noticed it in this last release, and I've pulled them both out of here, but these little sentiment strip things make super fast cards. You just pick one, snip it, and I'm going to add it in with a little scrap because everything's going to kind of coordinate together here. So let's get started. Now the die set, in case you're wondering, if you haven't seen it yet, this is the Lovely Layers Mini Fall Florals. There's the layering guide there. And you can create the little elf, witches, fairy boot, or you could, if I can find it, simply snip the little toe off, the curl, with your scissors, and you have just a Victorian boot. So I like that you can kind of play with it both ways, right? And these are some of our favorite lovely layers, the big original lovely layers that we have done in the past, some of our favorites that we have made into a mini version. So I love that. Okay, so first off, let's talk about envelopes. And we mentioned, and a lot of you mentioned that you use them on your envelopes, but you'll put like hand cancel or something, like add a little extra postage and all that good stuff. We also have these wax seal stickers that are like the really good heavy duty double-sided tape that you can use underneath your seals. I'm going to use it both on my envelope, and then I'm going to use it on my card as well, because it just helps everything stay down. And so I'm just going to add, and we'll look and see how cute it is here. The little doodadder here, if I can get it pulled off of the little waxy backer. And there we go. And then I'm going to use this guy. So this is the little jack-o'-lantern guy that we made, and we mixed the orange and the black together and got that really cool like marbled effect. And so all you have to do is something like so. Let me make sure that's going to stick on there really well. And then thank goodness we've got a tab, right? And so now we've got that really nice, like double-sided tape area. Now this is what I do, and it's probably overkill, but you know, go big or go home, right? And so we seal our envelope, and then I always like to add like a little dollop of whatever your favorite liquid adhesive is. And then we're going to add our little pumpkin. And I am going to just hold him into place and let that all set up. And so this is what it would look like if you were going to add that to the back of your envelope. I always write, and I need to do a stamp. Somebody mentioned that they had a hand cancel stamp. I need to do that because most of my cards that I send, I'm going to ask for them to be hand canceled anyway. So I would write that on there and then pop it in the mail and then hope that the postal service doesn't stick it through the machine. But isn't that adorable on there? I just love the shape of that. It's that kind of a square shape. So super easy. Add it to your envelopes. All right, let's get these guys out here. And we did reds and we did a mix. And I think I'm going to use this rose gold guy right here. But we're going to do like a whole little fall card with my scraps. So I've got all the flowers here. And I'm just going to walk you through kind of like my thinking behind this. Now on the screen, this cardstock is looking very butter yellow. It's actually I don't even know how to describe it, like more of a golden yellow. This down here on the tip of this leaf that we made is looking very buttery. It is more of the same color as a cardstock. The screen or my lights or my camera can't really do the colors justice. So I'm going to start out building here. And then I want to know, like, what have you guys been up to? We have started school here at our house. And those of you that have heard about Sam is staying home with me this year. I homeschooled Emily, my 20-year-old, almost 21-year-old. I homeschooled her until she graduated, several years back. And I homeschooled Sam for a long time. And then while Chad was deployed for a year, Sam went to school. But we brought him home this year, and he's staying home with me. So we have started and gotten back where we're trying to get back into the groove of school. I'm very thankful that it's like the old days, like, when we were kids, that you start after Labor Day. So we're doing that. We're doing a little bit, kind of a hybrid school where it's, a little bit of mom teaching him online classes through a little private school, and then, other stuff that we'll do here at home. But that's going to be an exciting adventure for us this year. So I'm excited to have him here at the house. Okay, let me think about this. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, let's do that. You're going to hang out with me as we go through this thought process, or my crazy crafty brain, because I kind of got our colors and stuff out, but I didn't think through like how we're going to do. All right. So this embossing folder, I've trimmed this white, it's just white cardstock, because I wanted just kind of a subtle, like a textured background. And so I was thinking the fall trees would be a pretty just subtle texture back there. Plus they'll kind of go with our leaves and things. If you wanted to do, you know, some ink blending and some stuff like that, super easy. I just want that kind of subtle background back there. The texture is really what I was going for. And then I think I'm going to use this to start popping in those fall colors some way right across here. All right. Now, my idea to use our wax seal is this is that layering sunflower that's in that mini fall florals set, right? And it's the same one. Like when it's all put together, it looks like this guy right here. But I was like, okay, I like to have some kind of little spot for my wax seal. And I'm thinking I may do something like so, and then start kind of just arrange all of our little die cuts that we already have, and everything's going to kind of blend and go together. And I mean, why not use up like all the little pieces that we've already done, right? And then I'm thinking, what do you guys think? You know how I'm crazy about like my ribbon and all that. So this seam binding, it's dyed, like hand dyed seam binding. Some of it is do you see right there? It may be hard to see on camera, but it's got like vintagey parts where it's got darker, like almost like it's had a stain, or stain is really not the right word for it. But I'm thinking I might add that like back in behind all of our little florals and things. Let's see, love seam binding. I know. You guys know what? You know, I'm crazy for like all my vintage trims and seam binding, all that. This weekend is the vintage market here in town. And the lady, you guys have heard about the lady. Those of you that have been around for a while, you know about my vintage lady. She'll be here. I looked online to make sure that she comes, but she has like all the pretty vintage stuff. Okay, so I'm thinking that this sunflower, like the die cuts, are going to be like a little home down there for the wax seal. All right, so here we go. And I'm just going to kind of see what we get, right? And what I'm thinking is I kind of want to leave this because we've got a lot of yellow going on, and there's yellow in the florals and the leaves and things. I'm going to leave this orange mum and the pink mum out to this side. That way we get a little bit of those different colors, because I'm going to kind of cover this side. So I don't know if my crazy crafty brain, if that makes sense, but that's what we're going to go with, right? Let's see here. I'm going to see what you guys are talking about here. Missy to share pics. Let's see. He's going to be, oh, somebody got a puppy. Oh my, a mastiff. Oh my goodness. Those are big dogs. Big old doggies. Okay, and I'm just going to lay this. And if you'll look, you can tell, like, this is a total just scrap piece of paper. It's not even cut to the, you know, the width of the card. No big deal. We're just going to play together and put it together. All right, I think what I want to do next, let's go ahead and do this. So my idea with the little sunflower die cut is I want to have the home or the little resting place for the wax seal, right, on my card. But I mean, you could do it anyway. Let's just play. Somebody asked us last week, well, like, how do you add that onto your card? Just make a little nest, and you could make it, even if you had one stem just like that, and you wanted to add a little wax seal, maybe a little loop of twine, like jute twine back there for a fall card would be really pretty. But, you know, I'm going to add like all the little things because why not? So my idea was to make this a little fuller. And because we're going to add the wax seal over the top, I'm actually going to offset these two pieces because when we put this on top, we're really not going to see. And I just want all those crinkly petals back behind there. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive like so. And then we'll add that down. Let's see, which way do I want to spin it? I think I want it, yeah, let's do it like so. And then I'm going to kind of get my little crinkle petals going here. I like all that texture and then dimension. And then to stick it, you could use liquid adhesive on the back of that if you want to, but I've got these little dots, these little wax seal stickers handy. And so I'm going to add one back here. And I'm going to press it down really nicely. Let's see, petals. Yes, I'm more of a cat person. Oh, a giant ginger. Oh, St. Bernard. Gorgeous dogs they are. You guys are animal people like me. We love our animals at my house too. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down. And let's see here how we want to do this little guy with all of his little drips and fun and all those little petals. I just want them to kind of stick out and be crazy. Okay, so my idea with this, we're just going to keep adding to. And I'm just going to, I love this kind of dingy end down here. So I'm going to, let's make the loops a little bit bigger. I want them to kind of stick out just a little bit. So I'm going to make a messy bow. Let's see here. I wonder if Lisa is here tonight. Have you girls seen Lisa? Girls and guys? I don't have any fur babies. Me, Rich Rayleigh, or myself. That is perfect. Ooh, a golden doodle. And I want these to be like messy. And we could have it like a double bow or a single bow, like 4 loops or 2 loops. And if you have seam binding, let me show you a little trick. Like lay it down, or any kind of ribbon really, but especially stuff that's curly like this. This is a bad example right here because it's really straight. But you kind of want to lay it down and see like where all the crinkles are going to lay. And then you can kind of, let me not trim my card. You can kind of clip it like that. And then roughly your tails are going to be about the same length. But that's a good little trick for cutting crinkly seam binding stuff. Okay, and then I think I want to make this like kind of not straight. I don't want it to be straight. I want it to be messy. And I'm going to go ahead and add this with some liquid adhesive. So I'm going to put a pretty good dollop on there and then just layer down and let her do her thing right there. See, I could even get this tail kind of going off this direction. And I'm going to hold it there for a second. Oh, Lisa's lurking, working on holiday barcodes. Lisa has been working. After we had Lisa and I both took the long weekend, the holiday weekend. I did a few emails and things like that, but for the most part, we tried to take a little bit of time. Okay, now I'm going to start working on my little gathering of pretties right here. And I may just do something like this and have them kind of coming out from behind. But it may be easier to glue them like this. So I'm going to add a little drop. Lisa and I don't take a whole lot of days off. And so it was nice. And I did work over the weekend a little bit because I had a lot of emails to answer, a lot of customer care stuff to do. So, all right. And then I'm just going to start arranging. Okay. So this guy is going to go up that way. I like this color. That's, again, it's leaning into that pinky rosy color. And so I'm going to add him right down here. And I'm going to pinch. There we go. And then I'm going to add, let's add this guy right up in there. Like so. I can even crinkle him up, give a little bit of a wave to the wheat. And then let's do the greenery. I wonder if I need to trim him. I think he'll be good, just about like that. A few little pieces. There we go. And now I'm going to add good little helping of glue because we're gluing it down to the ribbon. Okay, and so I'm going to kind of let that do its thing right there. Okay, now while that is drying and setting up a little bit, let's talk about the sentiments, right? So this is that handy dandy like little thing that Melissa, every once in a while, she adds in a really cool little sentiment strip paper that is in all the colors of the paper pad. She adds it in to the paper pad, and I think it's so smart because if you're doing like a quick birthday card, what have we done with our paper trimmer? If you're doing a quick birthday card or, there's every kind of sentiment in here, right? There's feel better soon, grateful, congratulations, best of luck, autumn blessings. There's every kind of thing in here. Wishing you all the best. Happy birthday, my friend. All that. So let's see here. And this is what I like to do. I'm going to kind of hold it up and we can kind of scan here. Like we have a whole lot of yellow going on with the card. So like the chocolate brown would be pretty. The red kind of going into the orange, like this autumn blessings would be pretty. But I kind of hold it up and we can kind of see like how we're looking. I like that happy birthday. Let's do, maybe we do autumn blessings right here because that'll be pretty on this card. So I'm just going to line it up and cut. And then let's do it this way. And then line it up again about right there. And cut. Let me make sure I got all the little smidges off. And then I'm going to cut it about like so. And then I save all of these things, right? I'm going to slip them right back into the little paper pad. And now I've got this. All right. And then if you wanted to make it super fancy schmancy, you could even add like a little fishtail or something on it, or you could just leave it with square corners. I'm going to do this number and this number. If you have a fancy die or something that would cut that, that would be great. And then I'm going to tuck like, oh, that's so dang cute. Do I want it like down? No, I think he needs to go up here because of my little tail right here. But look how cute that is going to be. I didn't even know. All right, so let's get looking for my little strips here. And I don't know where they are. So let's use these because these are at arm's reach. And let's do a flip over. And then we'll put one about there and then one about there. And then let's grab this so I don't get my fingers in the way. And we can even, like if we wanted to really nestle it in with that little leaf and the little petals and everything, kind of want him hanging over into the white just a little bit. I'm sorry about my head. I'm just making sure everything's kind of lined up. But look at that. Look at that! With our scraps and our wax seal. And if you have, like I said, I think like jute twine would be beautiful on fall cards, Christmas cards, any of that kind of stuff. But so stinking easy with the wax seal is kind of the star of the little grouping there. And then just using our little die cuts. So how many of you, like if you have a big set of dies, I was thinking about this today. So if you have a big set of dies like this, and you're going to create a card, do you go ahead and cut like everything in that set? And like just like when I did this card and we kind of like put the little grouping together and then I had extras. Do you go ahead and like make all the extras and save them? Or do you only like pick out like what you know you're going to use for that card? I wanted to hear you guys' opinion on that. Let's see here. Plus, there's a Facebook group. Oh, thank you. I don't. I usually choose. I do that sometimes. So, I cut everything. Yeah, you might as well, right? Pick and use. I cut it all. So we got a mixed bag here. We have a mixed group. It depends on if I plan or if I'm playing. I got you, Jen. Sometimes I always make extra in case I need a quick card. Right? Cut and then I choose. Yep. Okay. Good. So you guys are kind of like me. Like if I have a very like, for example, this card this night, I didn't really have a plan. I knew what I wanted to do, didn't have a plan for the bouquet part. So I just cut and we ink blended everything. And then I just saved the extras. Some other days I've got a very specific plan and you kind of know what will fit on there. But see, I've got like all these little extras and I think that would be too much at this point. So I'm going to put these back in my little die pocket with the little boot. So I can save all those for another time. I die cut lots at a time. See, I'm glad I'm not the only one. And it makes it really easy. Most of these were done just cut in white paper. And so if you cut it out of white, it's super easy. And then if you want to ink blend them later, whatever color, you just pull them out and, do your flowers or whatever and whatever color that you need, right? I put extras in envelopes with the die set. See, that's perfect. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got two different directions here. So on the back of an envelope, and if we look at this, like this guy right now, he's not going anywhere because I used one of our little wax seal stickers, super duper heavy duty double-sided tape. It's the same double-sided tape that's on like, not that. Let me see if I can find it. Like this type of stuff. These rolls of tape that's so heavy duty, like once it's stuck down, there's no moving it around. It's the same adhesive. It's just in the perfect size for a wax seal. if that makes sense. So heavy duty, super stuck. And then I added a little liquid adhesive just for good measure underneath that. And then we have a card, a quick card made entirely out of scraps and things. That is really strong. Yep. Like the glue is coming off my fingers before it's moving this little guy around. All right. Does anybody have any questions about wax seals on cards and any of that kind of stuff? Let's see. Tomorrow I'm going to play with my wax. Yay. I'm a bad influence. I totally am a bad influence. Yeah, though I love wax. This is my favorite way to use wax seals. Very seldom do I use them like this. I just think it's a fun touch. And I like, because y'all know I like the vintagey kind of look, a little distressed. So I love like the drippier, the better. I like for it to look like this guy here. Like I love that little drip right there. I like it to look like old and, like it's been on some scrolled up letter or something like that. Yeah, the jack-o'-lantern's super cute. You don't need any reasons. I hear you, Patricia. Yeah, they're fun. They're fun. What embossing folder did you use tonight? Thank you for asking. I used, let me find it in my mess that I have going here. This is our Fall Forest 3D embossing folder. So let me show you. When you emboss it, if I can find my little magic sheet of paper that I did have earlier in my mess. Well, when you emboss it, it looks like this. However, I've got a better sheet somewhere. If I can find it on my messy desk. Maybe not. The colored version is much easier to see. Let me hold it in here. Let me put some paper in here and then at least you can see the trees better. Okay. So one side of it is what I like to call the valleys, where it's pressed into the plastic of the embossing folder. And the other side is very raised. And so when it's pressed, you're going to get details from both sides. And you can really use it either way. You can use it like I have with the lumpy, bumpy parts up for all the texture. And then there's all kinds of techniques and things you can do on the flip side and use what would be considered the wrong side of the embossed paper. You can use it like that too. All different types of techniques with embossing folders. I just really wanted that texture back there. And I think I could have gone with like a craft cardstock back there. That would have been beautiful and even brought in, more of that fall, the fall colors. White's not bad, but I think a craft back there would have been really pretty too with the trees. All right, let's see here. Silver, gold, and black. Hello. Love the trees. The trees are a great one. And I love that it's not super seasonal specific. That was a lot of S's. It's not super seasonal specific because there's all different types of trees on here. So really, like if you're doing a masculine birthday card in the summertime, you could still use this. It doesn't just scream fall. So you could really make it however you wanted to. That would be a really pretty, like outdoorsy, pretty masculine card. Winter cards even. It just depends on the colors and things that you use really and what sentiment that you stick on there. You could put a really pretty happy birthday on there and be beautiful. Yes, Jen bought it for her masculine cards. I struggle with those. Yep. See, that's going to be easy peasy for you to put a nice, pretty happy birthday on there in whatever types of colors that you want to use. And you've got it going on. Let's see. In the spring, I use a bunch of flowery colors with those trees. Yes, exactly. Yep. I even use this, I don't know if you remember, on the bat card, the little Lovely Layers bat. I use this in the background of the card because, you're thinking bats and trees and, outdoors and stuff like that. So I even use that for that. Love multi-use. Yep, you could make it, creepy. If you wanted to do like that inky technique on the flat part, but do black or something and make a creepy card, a Halloween card, whatever. Emboss really pretty rich green and do a really pretty masculine card with maybe a gold embossing powder for the sentiment, something like that. I mean, we could go on and on for days with all kinds of ideas. All right. Use the app and you can look back on your orders to see what you've bought. Yes, and there's also, you can look that up too on the main website. If we're talking about the Honeybee app and the Honeybee website, you can look up your order history there too, and you can see everything. Wax with gold, exactly. Yep. All right. Lisa, you know what time it is, my friend. She's been lurking tonight because she's typing away. Lisa, do you want to pick our winner tonight? Congrats. Look at that. She is on the ball. Congrats to Aurora. I love that name. Excuse me. My water went down the wrong way. Aurora, if you will email me, my friend, at this email address, customercare@honeybeestamps.com, I am going to send you a prize. Congratulations, Aurora. And this goes for anybody that has any kind of questions or needs help or anything at all. I helped, I believe it was Miss Gail. May have been today. Customer care, this is the email, and I answer all of our emails. So you're going to get me, you're going to talk to me 99.9% of the time. All right. So congratulations, Aurora. Thank you all for joining me, and we'll be back here on Monday night, our regular schedule. All right, friends. Bye-bye.